Am I back yet? I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, even my Amazon Music stopped. I legit don't understand. I really don't understand what the fuck happened. Hello? Am I alive? Uh, Deadass, I don't know how the fuck that happened and why. Okay, amazing. Awesome. Don't ask me what the fuck happened there because I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand. Properties. Let me do my advanced audio settings. Firefox only one. Awesome. Cool. Don't ask me what the fuck happened because I legitimately don't understand. I am so sorry. I I'm just gonna I what? I don't understand this. Grilled cheese Obama sandwich? What? Oh yeah, no. OBS just kind of fucking hell. OBS has just kind of been annoying me today. I legitimately don't understand what I did wrong for this to happen. Like, I wish I knew. I really wish I knew. I wish I understood why. This went on for an hour, but at the end of that hour, our lecturer was all like, oh, yeah, this is all biopsy proven sarcoidosis. And I've had sarcoidosis on sarcoidosis on the brain ever since. It is Twitch. It is permanently. Fair enough. I mean, yes, it is, but like, I feel like this scuff is more scuff than usual. Like, come on, man. This can't be like normal, right? Is this just how life is? Is this just how life is? As a Twitch streamer? As a Twitch streamer, is this really how it all is? Am I just living like this forever? I don't understand. I don't understand. Hell, my brain is a fucking sieve, dude. Autoimmune. And I was still writing shit too. Like, I was listening and then I was writing and now it's all gone. Oh yeah, IG4. IG4 related. Like, I don't fucking know, dude. I don't understand. I wish I understood what the fuck was going on. I mean, I guess so. But like, I was able to hear most of it, which is very sad. But he began showing all these other signs, not cardiac. Anyway, yeah, no, legit. I just definitely don't understand. I was just so confused. I don't know, man. I wish I understood like why the fuck this was the case. Oh, study time doctor is also streaming. But yeah, no. I'm like kind of worried because like I don't know what the fuck. Where did these come from? It isn't my actually I should double check. Maybe it is my like RAM. Maybe it's my memory. Maybe it's my CPU memory. Holy 95%. Okay. That's my answer. Yeah. Damn. Crazy. Well, so it's not my RAM. It's more like my memory. Oh wait. How do I check my RAM usage? I mean, I don't know how much RAM I even have. Is it in system information? How do you check that? How do you check that, you guys? How do you? No, task manager than one of the tabs. Okay, task manager. I have task manager open. So like I was using like 97% of my memory. Is it under details? Performance? Oh, I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. There, 16. 16. 16 gigs. How was I supposed to know? Yeah. What? What the fuck? So, it says that my Firefox is using a bit of it, but like, I only have 2 tabs open. I wish I understood. I don't fucking understand. But you know what? The RAM issues might be why I like stream crashes. But like, I don't. I thought 16 gigabytes is a lot. How many gigabytes of RAM are you supposed to have? Nah, for real, like, dead ass. How many gigabytes of RAM are you supposed to have, like, on a computer? Like, if you're doing this shit. Like, do I need more than 16? Like, is the minimum 16? Oh. You know what? Fair. How much room do you need? Should I get... I don't even know if 32 is even possible now. Like, how... Minimum is 8. Fair, fair, fair. I know 8 is a minimum, but like, what about the rest? RAM is expensive now. I know. I know. And I blame AI. Yeah. I wonder if they're... Thanks, AI. We hate you. And I am praying for this bubble to pop and for AI to die. I just need 32. Maybe, I don't know how much is 32 gigabytes of RAM nowadays. Okay. How much is 32? Oh, it's sold out. Diana, my God. Crazy. God, I remember when RAM... Hi. Hi, Annie. We're always studying. We're always studying. That's like our whole life. But hey, fun fact. I actually set up something. Oh, wait. I should probably like set Discord to be like low prio. Resource values. How do I make Discord efficiency mode, you guys? It's because we have to be well-rounded, educated individuals. which also entails studying. That's why we do this, because it is important. How do I make this efficiency mode? Yeah, I mean, Annie, we're supposed to have our brains wrinkly. Wrinkly brains. That's what we need. Our brains must be full of wrinkles. That's important. Blue. That's a lie. You guys are smarter than you think, I believe. I mean, okay, you know what? Fair enough. I mean, look, here's the thing. How else are we supposed to be dealing with this? We do our best. We make our brains wrinkly. Hika, you're breaking my heart here. What do you mean you gave your wrinkles to the AI? No. You need to take your wrinkles back. Take your fucking wrinkles back. They didn't pay for that. They didn't pay for those fucking wrinkles. They didn't work for that. You know who worked for your brain wrinkles? You. You worked and you studied hard for your brain wrinkles. So you need them. No. I mean, Blue, yeah. You are yoked up. Yes, we know. We know you are yoked up, Gengar. I don't believe life is lost. No, that's false. Absolute cap, you guys. No. I mean, you just have to be like, I mean, you can be delusionally optimistic like I am. Because, what? I mean, yeah, death is the end, but we're not dead yet, motherfucker. We're not dead yet. Who said we're dead yet? I'm not dead. You're not dead. You're in chat. Neuroplasticity, motherfucker. We can get the wrinkles back. That's like the whole thing. Lies. The mummy says death is the beginning. Now put in Imhotep and seek world domination. No. Also, Ani, I'm pretty sure I'm older than you. Imhotep is I think that's a god, right? Imhotep is the mummy! The mummy movie! The mummy movie. I remember. Well, I mean, I'm 28. Yeah, I remember that movie. You know why I remember that fucking movie? Because of the fucking scarabs. The scarabs that freaked me out. Yeah, the scarabs. Fucking scarabs! No, like, I don't think your brain is crushed. Absolutely not. I do not believe it is. That is false, and you know it. Lies and slander. No, it's not mummy. It's not mummy as mommy. It's mummy as in the mummy. It's mummy as in the mummy. The main antagonist of the film, The Mummy. from the fucking like 2001 remake, right? 1999 and 2001, right? I remember both of those movies because I watched them a lot as a kid. No, 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 not allowed. I mean, I don't know how to write fanfic. If you want to write fanfic on your own time, okay, that's fine. I'm not stopping you. But like, I don't know how to fucking write fanfic. That shit's hard. Doing this is already hard enough. Like, writing all this shit out and studying this is already hard. Mika, what do you mean your life is a fanfic? What's wrong with Notion? I like Notion. I like Notion. What? I mean, if you're not doing like other heavier shit with it should be fine, right? Like doing this is pretty good for me. Like it's just all my notes. Like the clinical triad, like all this stuff. I'm working on it. I don't do a lot with my hair. I have to like actually get my other handout notes. Oh no, I don't use it as a task manager at all. I use it for studying. I use it to write down notes. Like all this. Which by the way, I need to like put this into like my notes here. So new page. Oh, wait. Handout diseases. I just have to copy paste everything in. Oh, basically because I like this a little bit more than the thing that we use in school, which is Google Docs. Google Docs is the worst. Like, this is perfect for me. And because I can like upload all of my PDFs into it, basically. Oh, how do you receive your information from which you take notes? Oh, I take notes on paper, or like I import like the handouts that we get in class, and then I fill them out on here. I mean, yes, it is a nightmare, but also it could be worse. I assure you it could be so much worse. If I showed you the notes that we do in school, like the notes that are given to us by our class, by like, what do you mean import? Dynamo. I mean, this is med school, so like, this is med school, buddy. There's not much I can really do about it. And also, like, it's really how it is. Like, it's really how it's gotta, that's really how it is for me. And I'll figure out how to import it later. We'll do that offline. When I still took notes, I'd be able to pick up. I freaking hate taking notes. Fair enough. Here's the thing. Like, I make my notes like So basically, the way that I prefer our professors do it is like they give us guide questions to fill out while we're going through the lecture or we're going through like the book. I still read the book. Though now I have to read like the batch, like the student materials that our organization makes. And I'm like, I don't really like them, but I do it anyway because I have to, because I need something, basically. If I had a choice, I wouldn't be using them. I'd just be using the book. But with how fast everything is, like, I can't really avoid it. Like, our notes suck. I'm gonna say that much. Our notes suck and they're very badly organized, and they can be organized a little bit better. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. So like, for example, they go through like all of the causes of like renal failure instead of like separating it down into like pre-renal causes, pre-renal, intrinsic renal, and post-renal. They go through all of them, and it's like, why can't you just put them all in categories on a table? That way we can compare and contrast to allow that synthesis of pattern recognition to happen. And it's like, what the fuck? 2 seconds. I'm gonna like mute my phone. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, no, like there are ways to set everything up, and it's like there's not much. Well, yeah. You know, they don't do that. They don't do that. Yeah, I agree. Like, I mean, there's not really much I can really do about it. I simply exist and I do my best. I mean, you must be a scribe, for this is our level of education. Or something. I don't fucking know. What? Oh my god. Artists that I follow joined Scab. Oh my god. Amazing. But yeah, so like there isn't really much we can do. We do our best, etc. etc. Voila. There's not really much we can really do. You cope. I like VGen. I like VGen a lot. No, Boathead's been here. Everybody's been here. It's just that my stream's been like scuffed and like it stops after like a fucking hour. And I'm like, why does it do that? What do you mean? Huh? No, stream is really fighting back. But like, I... Oh, why did the artist join? Oh. Oh, that I don't know. No, so like I get notified now when like artists that I follow on Twitter make a VGen, like make a skeb, and I'm like, oh my god, I can commission them for art. I like doing that because I like art. I don't fucking know. I get notified now, and it's like, yeah. It's like there's a few artists that I really like on Twitter, and that now that they joined VG, now that they joined Skeb, I can like try and commission them. Tangina. My god, why are you so loud? Do not disturb mode for an hour. That's fine. But yeah, like I got an email basically saying, hey, you're following. So basically, for me, this is just my opinion. Obviously, like I love drawing art as well. Sometimes I like drawing art a lot. I do draw art a lot on here. But like, A, I like supporting people. And B, I don't know, I like seeing how people interpret my design. Like, that's the reason why. Yeah. 10,000. Oh my God. Damn, I could never commission this person. Like, Jorori? Fuck. Oh yeah, fair enough. Damn. But yeah, no, like, I like seeing how people interpret my designs. I like seeing how art happens, basically. Like, that's the reason why I like whenever artists that I follow. Yeah. I mean, if you, it's, here's the thing. So it's definitely a luxury. It's definitely a luxury. And like, sometimes I just get extra money or like, if I, it's like a thingy that I do sometimes. It's like an impulse buy. For me, art is my impulse buy. I mean, it's better than alcohol. It's better than alcohol. Or drugs. I could be doing drugs. I'm just buying art. I impulse buy because I have ADHD. And because, like, I don't know, dopamine. It's fun. Art is fun. That's why I do it. Yeah, like that's the main reason why. It's like A, it's fun for me. B, I like receiving art from a different style that's of me. It's fun. Oh, I am dopamine starved even now. That's why I take Ritalin. Yeah, exactly. ADPKD and Ritalin. I have severe ADHD and I take Ritalin about it. I take Ritalin like I take Ritalin every day. 10 milligrams in the morning and then 5 milligrams in the afternoon. Like, so, yeah. Because, like, I have a lot of energy and I have a lot of things that I want to do. It's more like the Ritalin helps with the, the Ritalin helps with the impulse control. It also helps me with the executive dysfunction. It helps me prioritize to a point. But, like, a lot of the stuff that I am very bad at with prioritizing is just breaking things down into little steps to like make the thing happen. So it's like I want to make the thing happen immediately, but like it's breaking things down and being patient. That's what's hard. And also, I forget steps. It's like like the feeling when you go into no tapeworms. Also, welcome back, Kimmy. No tapeworms are allowed. My God, stop it. I don't understand why you want them so bad. I I'm glad that you like that so much. I'm glad that you like that thing a lot. Oop, my ear is hurting. It's on the headphone. Okay, I'm good. I can hear everything still. Perfect. I mean, I can have the tapeworm gel back. What, do you want the tapeworm gel? Here's tapeworm gel. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're in tapeworm jail. Yes, it's a tapeworm. Congrats, you're in the tapeworm jail now. And yeah, no, like it is dirty. Have you seen what a tapeworm looks like? Have you seen what they look like? They're fucking disgusting. Like, fuck it. I'll make a comment on here. Comments. Shit. Here, this is what a tapeworm looks like. That's what tapeworms look like. They're fucking decrepit. I don't know why y'all like things so much. Huh? I don't understand y'all. No! Oh my god. Ew. My god, y'all are crazy. Okay, so what was I talking about? I don't remember anymore, honestly. All right, tubulointerstitial nephritis. So for acute tubulointerstitial nephritis, this is an acute inflammation of the renal interstitium and tubules that cause a decline in renal function over... Fair enough, Annie. That cause a decline in renal function over the period of days to weeks. This is the third most common cause of AKI in hospitalized patients, and this is going to be seen in 15% of biopsy samples obtained for unexplained AKI. The pathophysiology of this is going to be either immune-mediated tubulointerstitial damage. This is the most widely accepted theory. There's which is the because like flashcards are good for when I know the information and I'm just using it to remember. This is post-class. This is right after class. I'm still learning the material so that I can make the flashcards. And don't worry, we'll go through the process of making the flashcards too. Yes. Yes. That's how it works for me, though. This is my study method. What? You don't want to sit for a 3-hour lecture or a 3-hour session of me making flashcards and talking? You don't want to be there for that? I mean, it's content in a way. Like, you get to see my... I mean, somewhat, yes. But, like, I have to do a lot of passes of the information. I have to do a lot of passes of the information in order to, like, get it stuck there. So, like, for me, I do the this is kind of the Feynman method for me, where, like, I read something, I try to master it, and then I talk to you guys about it. Except, like, I do a truncated, like, Feynman method, kind of. Because, like, I know some of this material already, but, like, the synthesis and, like, discussion is what I lack when I'm not in class. So that's what this is. That's why I did this. That's, like, the real reason why I started doing this. Plus, like, see one, do one, and then teach one. Exactly. That is, fuck it. I don't know how to pin anything. But, like, if I could pin that, I would. How do you pin a message chat? How the fuck do you do that? But that is why. Because once you see it, then you do it, then you can teach it. And so, for me, I have to do that. Because, like, that's really the method of studying and learning. I don't think, like, it is a thing of being smart or stupid, because at the end of the day, you're still trying to grasp material that is difficult. People may have easier times, but there are methods to make the process of gathering, or not really the process of gathering, but like the process of absorbing information easier. which is shit like this. Feynman method, which is shit like space repetition is good for memorizing. Like, let me say that. Let me be clear. Space repetition and flashcards are good for memorizing material, but like it's not good for learning. Like, I have to like sketchy is great for memorizing. It's not very great if that's the only basis of your knowledge. You have to like literally go through the material. You have to do the hard work of like reading it and learning it. And by learning it, I mean you have to like start understanding the things that you're seeing. Like, I didn't like here, anecdotal thing today. Not really today, but like yesterday, basically. The reason why it took me so long to like start stream on Saturday, understanding the material. So it's like what I mean by understanding is you start to put together the connections for things. So like let's go through pre-renal. Let's go through like renal failure. Let's just go through acute renal failure or acute kidney injury. Like how Hika said. Because I was starting to put together anything that can cause reduced perfusion to the kidney will be leading to a pre-renal injury. You have to be able to like get that to understand like the pathophysiology of shit. Like, so what happens? Like, why does hemorrhage cause a pre-renal kidney injury? What happens if that pre-renal injury goes on for too long? What's going to happen? Like, you start to like put together the pieces. That's what I mean by understanding. So like literally what he mentioned. Because he mentioned like yes. Yeah. It's like, I can't do memorization. Memorization fucking sucks. I have the memory of a sieve, but I can put things together. I can apply things. I know the general stuff. Do I remember all of the details? Fuck no. Fuck no. Do I remember? You apply the theory. So like, so what I mean by apply the theory, let's look at a case. Let's look at a fucking case of a patient. Let me look for one. Acute kidney injury cases. I know I have a case in here somewhere. I think it's an IM. Internal medicine. Urology, endocrine. What the hell? I don't have those notes anymore. But okay, so let's say we have a patient that has, we have like a 65-year-old patient. They're a long-term diabetic. Their BUN creatinine was, or their BUN creatinine was like 100 last month. Now it's 400. Their GFR, their glomerular filtration rate, which is like the amount of like filtering that their kidneys are doing, went from like 60. Well, so what I mean is, to apply theory for this is when you like put the things that are principles into practice, basically. So like if you get an example of a case, what, a minute. So like there are some things that you're going to start seeing, basically, or like you're going to start thinking about once you start learning. Like, actually, I have QBank. I have QBank I can go through. I have QBank. I'll load up QBank. Okay, wait. I'll load up QBank, that way you can understand what I mean. Question based on, there we go. Perfect. I will make this a little bigger, that way you can see it. Okay. I'm gonna not show this first. That way we can see the chat, see the thingy better. Shit like this. A 70-year-old man comes to the physician for evaluation of worsening nocturia, which is urinating at night, fatigue, shortness of breath on exertion. While he used to be able to walk for 15 minutes at a time, he now has to stop every 5 minutes. And recently he has started using 2 pillows to avoid waking up short of breath at night. He has a history of hypertension treated with daily amlodipine and prazosin. He has difficulty adhering to his medication regimen. His pulse is 75. His blood pressure is 150/90. That is already abnormal. You can see that he has hypertension. Really bad uncontrolled hypertension. He has a laterally displaced heartbeat and +2 pitting edema of the lower legs. Auscultation shows an S4 gallop and fine bibasilar rails. So this man is drowning in his own fluid. This man is drowning in his own fluid. This is CHF. Why? Mainly, for me, the first thing that popped out to me is the fact that he has shortness of breath. We can see the extent of his dyspnea here. And we can see here that he has orthopnea. He has a history of hypertension treated with daily. This is just showing that he has really bad hypertension. And this is how bad he is at maintaining his meds and maintaining his regimen. We can see the problem. We can see the fucked up problem here. His blood pressure is really fucking high. 2 pitting edema. So this specifically. Yeah. You can once you know what you're looking for. Because I've put my friends through these questions. They're guessing. They don't understand this. Because they've never seen clinical presentation and they haven't gone through lecture yet. They don't understand this. Yeah. And you can say, what if we just put this through AI? But no, they can change. You can just keep changing the questions. Because these are patients. This is an example of a patient. I mean, yeah, you can use QBank on repeat. But if you still don't get it and you're just memorizing the answers, if they change something about it, you're not going to notice and you get it wrong. Oh my god. Thank you, Twinkie. Wait, oh my god. Wait, do we get 19? Oh my god. Hell yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it's that's why I do it the way that I do it. And obviously my way is different for a lot of different subjects. This is not what other people do. Or at least some people just go the method of just rote memorization. I don't like that. Yes. Yeah. I know the cause here. Because you start to recognize the pattern. Why? Because for example, in congestive heart failure. So in congestive heart failure, you're going to see a lot of... Yes, there is a point in doing it. Because in congestive heart failure is, this has fluid overload. Yeah, but then if you just memorize the pattern, you're not going to understand the pathophysiology and to know what you're looking for after. So memorization will get you so far. You'll pass exams. Memorization will get you to pass exams. But here's the thing. A lot of my classmates who still get very high scores because they're very good at memorizing, I don't trust them to take care of a patient. I don't trust them to take care of a patient at all. Because they just memorize the answers. Bitches can't fucking apply any of it. They can't apply any of this shit, dude. Okay, so... But also, I am pretty sure... Yes. Exactly, Hika. That's the thing. Actually, Hika, do you still have your Twitter post about like learning and understanding? Because like, oh my god, please give AKI example. But also, I'm gonna stalk through your Twitter for 1 second. Hika, Twitter. Where is your Where's your learning thing? Where's your learning post? I forgot. You didn't delete it, did you? I can't find it. How do you quantify if you understood something? If you could apply to different situations. Oh, wait. Fuck. Damn it. I wasn't paying attention. I clicked the wrong answer. It's this one. But okay. So it's like, you can like start to see what's happened. I don't really know how to explain like the difference between understanding and learning, like understanding versus memorizing, because like, so it's like, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's like fucking memorization is usually short term and it's stored in your working memory and it's unconnected to real learning. This is just from like a fucking psych textbook I have. Information is available for quick recall. So it's all very temporary. It's limited to words and basic sentences, and it's a very literal interpretation and doesn't really lead to new insights, creativity, or new ways of thinking about the information. Yes. Actually, he got amazing. Yeah, you can memorize the multiplication tables, but it may not necessarily teach you how to multiply. It can. It can. But it's like, well, you can, kind of, but will it really be the best? Will it be ideal? No. Because, like, here's the other thing about, like, memorization. All of that shit's gonna go away if you don't, like, do the extra work of further cementing it in your brain and getting it out of your fucking getting it out of your hippocampus into, like, long term. We're using it as an example. We're using it as a metaphor here. I mean, hippocampus. It's responsible for helping you remember both short-term and long-term memory, and it also converts everything into your long-term. I don't really know how to explain it. Fuck. But it's like, there is a big difference. So like, for example, if you understand the way that, say, a loop diuretic, if you understand the way that a loop diuretic works, you can start to like try and make connections. You've made connections in your brain to apply that to other situations. So like, yeah, you know that you can memorize that a loop diuretic is for fluid overload. But there are other indications for like a loop diuretic too. And like, you can just say that, well, what if you just keep memorizing? But like, at some point, exactly, you can. But like, if you just remember those indications and you don't understand the mechanism of action, there are still cases where like you won't see the off label use. Like for another med example, something that's a little bit more easier for me to explain. Okay, so the mechanism of action of a loop diuretic, let's go to loop diuretics. So loop diuretics, they compete with chloride to bind to the sodium, potassium, to chlorine co-transporter at the apical membrane of the loop of Henle. And that means you inhibit the resorption of sodium and chloride. So you're going to piss out more fluid. But if you don't understand that, like, and you just remember it, you just know the med by basic rote memorization. Yeah, you piss out more fluid. But then there are cases where like just knowing that isn't going to be enough. Like, because for example, so basically, loop diuretics are good for hypertension along with other hypertensives, but it's not used alone for first-line therapy. It can also be used in cirrhosis with ascites. It doesn't initially. I know, exactly. I'm trying to explain it. Oh God. Comes after being found, looks unkempt, has swollen shins, has a wet cough. Oh shit. I'm trying. Kika, can you help me explain like why, or like, I don't really know how to explain the like, because like understanding is better, basically. Okay, wait. I'm gonna try and look for a really, really, really simple example. Okay. So for understanding, do you know gravity? Let's say you don't really, yeah, gravity. Do you know what gravity is? Let's say, this is a thought experiment now. What if you only memorize that gravity is a force, like you just know the row? Exactly. What if you didn't understand it and you only memorize the law? Twinkie, my God, no. Like, let's say you only memorize the law and you only memorize this law. Yeah. Hika's example is much easier, actually. But like, I was trying to explain that like, there is one thing. It's one thing to know the law of gravity. It is another thing to understand what happens when you fall. No? You memorize how to multiply? You don't just know how to multiply? Because like multiplication is just adding faster. And then you can just keep doing that. But like if you only memorize the table. No, actually. No. No. You know, here's the thing. My memorization, I cannot memorize. I literally cannot memorize. That shit's hard for me. So you know how I survived in like early math during multiplication tables? When it was 6 times 6, I had to add 6 to itself 6 times. So 6 plus 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Add it and do it again. Ad infinitum until I got to 36. I am the example. Yeah, I'm starting to think so. So like, what is your definition of memorization, actually? Let's go through definition of terms. Defining our terms here. You can literally count on your fingers. You can literally count on your fingers and toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Break that up. 6 plus 6. You have 6. Yes. Exactly. That is how my brain works. Yes. That is literally it. I could not multiply. I had no recall. But yeah, memorization at its core is just recall. I am very bad at memory. I have a very bad short-term memory. I mean, I used to. And then I did it better. Yeah. Then I counted in my head. Yes, I am talking about specifically rote memorization, which is memorization without understanding, because you are putting in place the dichotomy of memorizing versus understanding. Yes, that is what I have had to do. That is what I've had to do for all of my learning. No? No? You see the number. We don't have 12 fingers, but like, so I actually, this is something that I learned from this is what I learned from I learned it from like one of my professors. Like, she counts differently. She counts using like the finger, like the folds of the finger as well. So like the tip of the finger, first fold, second fold, third fold, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Exactly. That's what I do. That's what I do. After I learned that method, I do that now. It's easier. I mean, we can just keep going in circles about this. This is fun. But like, what I am talking about specifically is rote memorization. Because like rote learning, rote memorization is just, you're not focusing. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what Hika says. Hika says, I can ask you to memorize the numbers 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Mm-hmm. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. That's the Fibonacci sequence because you add to itself. Yes. 13, 21, 34. How do you know what the numbers are next? What's the next in the pattern? You can't just keep memorizing it. There's a rule here. And like once you know that there is a rule, you're going to look for the rule. Yes, exactly. If you learn all those numbers without knowing, you don't have to memorize the formula though. You can literally do it. So like, what is 1 plus 1? 2. 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2. Or 2 plus 1, 3. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 3, 8. Knowing the rule is the understanding. Yeah, memorization is, as a generality, is just recall. I mean, you don't have to memorize a procedure. You can just apply it. Yeah, you can just keep applying the rule. Okay, let me explain what rote memorization is. Rote memorization. Okay, we're talking about different kinds of memorization here. Memorization that you're talking about is recall, but I am talking about memorization in absence of understanding. Because okay. Because okay, we're gonna go back to my psych textbook on the chapter of learning. Okay. So understanding is the cognitive process related to an abstract or physical object where one is able to use concepts to model that object. Where we're starting to see, we're able to separate. Yes. Yeah, you can know the fact, but not know what is fact. It's like, thank you. Oh my God, Manny. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Oh my God, this is an interesting conversation. So like understanding, okay. Yes, you can know that possums can't get rabies, but you don't know why they cannot. Or like, example. I'm not gonna go, okay, fuck it. No examples, no examples. I still have to explain. No, you didn't. Okay, wait. Let me 2 seconds. I'm gonna write it out. Annie, recall. Hi, Moflin. Hi. Hi. How are you doing? What's your news? What's your news? Good. Oh my God. What on the ragtime thing? Let me hear it. Memory. This is different from memorization. Oh my God, I'm gonna play it. Is that okay? Can I play it on here? So, oh my God, it's so hard to explain. Because, like, you don't understand that there's a difference between all these things. Oh my God, I'm excited. Let me see. Send it in the DM. I am so excited to hear. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay. So, okay. Oh my God, I have to go through like the whole process of like what is learning. So, okay. Let's go through what learning is. Let me hear. Let me hear. Yeah, actually, I want to hear your definition of what memorization understanding is. That's okay. Yeah. So, you keep saying that what we're saying is memorization. What you keep saying that like haven't you just memorized that fact? There's a difference between like the memory that we have versus the process of memorization versus the process of understanding. No, you're talking about recall. Recall is bringing stuff back from your brain storage. Understanding is making connection between the facts that you already have in your brain. Oh, like I don't know if you're being needlessly obtrusive, like needlessly obstinate about this. Like low key, I don't get it. I don't get it. What do you mean? Okay, amazing. No, you can't just memorize the connection because memorization is just the process of okay. Okay. Let me I'll try to make an example. So like you doubt so let's say your brain is your computer. Your brain is your storage. You download a PDF off the internet. You download a PDF off the internet, but you don't change it. That's that's it. You memorized it. Understanding is like you're editing that PDF and making new things in the PDF because memorization is static. Do you get that? I'm trying to make this as simple as I can. It's really hard to like abstract it down to a way that you can that makes sense to you. What? What do you mean? What? I don't get. Okay. I'm okay. Yes. But like, okay. Oh my god, I don't know how to explain this. He can help. I'm trying to explain this really well. I don't get it. I don't, cause like it's like so memorizing is just if you're working with a computer. Yeah. I mean, there isn't really a threshold, but like if you memorize the connections, eventually you'll understand them. That's the problem. Because like you'll start to put the connections together and then get to the rule behind the connections. And that's what higher learning is. Being able to do things like critical thinking. I am I Oh my god. No. I'm gonna pause the music that I already have so I can hear this better. And I will play this on stream. I'm gonna test this out. So the connections. I don't know how to explain it. Fuck. How do I make this simple? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, because like what? I don't know. Oh my god, this is so hard to explain. Fucking hell. Okay, let us. It is. It really is just an interesting philosophical thingy at this point. A specific one, no. Yeah. Delete that. Like that's what I'm very confused by because like at this point I don't know how to explain. Like that is what I'm very that's I because like but because basically at some point once you keep doing these you start to get I mean kind of. Wait, let me play this. How do I play it? How do I play the file? The fuck? It's not working. Nice, stupid. Yes. Like, it's really hard to explain. I'm sorry. Okay. No. Okay. No, no, no. You're fine. I'm just like really trying to explain the thing. It's just really hard to explain the thing. And I don't know what I need to do to like make it so you get it. That's what's frustrating to me right now. It's like that means there's a deficiency in how I am. I mean, yeah, recall is like the recall is the foundation of understanding, but recall is different from rote memorization because the way that you're, it's just that the way that you're defining things is very confusing to me because it's like, what is rote memorization? Rote memorization is just doing shit like repetition over and over until you know what you're until you know the thing. You don't really know the thing when you're talking about that either. That's what's confusing to me. It's not frustrating. It's more just like it just means that, damn, I'm really bad at explaining this topic. Yes. Yes, it is. Very much different. So, rote memorization is just using straight repetition. So, like, if you have an apple, you have an apple. You memorize that that object specifically is an apple. That's it. Yes. Yeah, you can remember things without straight repetition. Yeah. I remember that I started my stream. I remember that I start. Yeah. So like, okay, wait. I'm gonna explain this. Wait a second. Fuck, how am I supposed to explain this? Shit. So like, recall. So we have things. Yes. Yeah, road is remembering via doing it multiple times until memorized. So, like for example, you just keep telling yourself, "I ate wontons for lunch. I ate wontons for lunch. I ate wontons for lunch. I ate wontons for lunch," until like say 2 days later, someone asks you, "What did you eat for lunch?" You just say, "I ate wontons for lunch," regardless if that changed or not. You just remember that fact because you repeated it so many times. And that is different from your work. That is a part of your working memory. Okay, fine. We're going to go over this. So let's go to memory. Let's go through the article on memory. How do I exit the session? Okay. So basically, okay, fine. Okay, so we're going to go over memory. So, memory is the capacity to preserve and access information from past experiences. And what you're thinking of as memorization is just accessing our recall. So, like, memorizing is different from that. What I mean by recall, it's like you open up a PDF you downloaded because it's different. Okay. So, there's different. Okay. So, God, I can't believe I got on this topic today. Okay. Fucking hell. So, we're reading this together, okay? Encoding is the initial memory process in which input is stored into like a storable format. So it's like you're hearing something and you turn that and you type it down. Hi, Zanza. Hi. We're turning what we heard into something that can be stored because noises cannot be stored. We're going through the actual process now. Kind of. I'm going to make it in something explainable. Ani, do you understand how to open a PDF or how to make a text document or how to write notes? We're doing it like this. Yes, we're going there. Perfect. Amazing. So, Encoding is the initial process. Encoding is like I say I want to eat fruit. I say I want to eat fruit. That is the the act of typing out. Example is an example here. We're using a metaphor here. That me typing that out is the process of translating something into a storable format. So a text document is a storable format. There are different kinds of encoding, and this is all happening in our brain. So there is semantic encoding based on its meaning or by connecting it to prior knowledge. We're just going to stick on the first meaning, where it's like we're encoding information based on meaning. Acoustic, it sounds like sound, right? That is encoding auditory stimuli. We have visual, which is encoding images and visual information. Yes, I have a pet chicken. My pet chicken's in my auntie's house, though. We have tactile, which is encoding the sense of touch. Like if I tell you, or I ask you, do you know or imagine touching a water bottle? What do you mean? Oh my God, amazing. So that's where we're getting to. Wait, I'm still going over the types of encoding. We're going through our definitions. Literally, if you look at this document or you look at this, if you look at this article, the process of encoding is next. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there because that's gonna be complicated brain anatomy stuff. Okay, but so we have tactile, we have semantic. Let's just turn that. Let's just say that's words. We have word encoding. We have sound encoding. We have image encoding. We have touch encoding, and we have smell and taste encoding. Now we have the process of encoding. How does this work? The sensory process. So, stimuli detected by the sensory organs like our eyes, our ears, our skin. Our skin has a sensory organ. These are relayed via the thalamus to the corresponding sensory cortices. So, like, there's a visual cortex in our brain, we have an auditory cortex in our brain. This process of sensory processing just happens. We cannot influence it. It just happens. Like I can hold my water bottle and stimuli detected. So I can feel the water bottle. It is hard. It is somewhat cold. That is relayed. Oh, hey. Thank you. Oh my God. Hi, Shade. Welcome in. Thank you for the first time chat. And thank you so much. I am currently trying to explain memory. This is a really hard topic to explain. Okay. So we have the sensory processing. So, like, you know what? Here's an ASMR moment. Do you hear this water bottle sloshing with water? You heard the stimuli. So any stimuli detected by your sensory organs. Exactly. This stimuli has been detected by your ears, and it is going to be relayed to the thalamus to, say, your auditory cortex, which isn't a part of your brain. We have your attention and working memory. Attention and working memory. This is where my brain has a problem. So, attention. How well are you able to literally maintain something? Basically, like how well are you able to fucking, oh my god, wait, how am I explaining this? So it's an act. Okay, it's store. It like it's your short term storage. It's your short term storage. Basically, this is your short term storage. The prefrontal cortex filters and maintains certain information for short term use. This is the process of this is where your rote memorization happens. Kind of. Yes, you do. And then it stays in your prefrontal cortex. So let's look at a picture of brain. So let's look at the memory pathway. So like let's say everything comes from like your sensory stuff goes to here, the thalamus. Once it goes to the thalamus, it's going to get transmitted to the process, like the cortices in your brain that work on, say, auditory, smell, taste, vision, etc., etc., etc. Once we get there, we're going to go to the attention and working memory. This is your prefrontal cortex. This, your attentive memory, what you're actively working on. What you're actively working on, that is your attentive memory. So the prefrontal cortex filters and maintains, wait. Basically, yes. Yes. Your brain is like basic. Your brain's crazy. TLDR. I'm just using this to like help you have a frame of reference. This picture is just for a frame of reference. So you kind of know where things are when I say things. Like you can see it on the map. I'm not quizzing you on this. Do not worry. Yes, exactly. Currently, your attentive memory. You're currently, so there's an example. Okay, so you can hear the chips being eaten. You can taste the chips. You can feel the chips as you are eating them. We're breaking it down like that. All that information gets sent into the thalamus and then distributed to the rest of your brain. The brain that has the parts for vision, hearing, taste, smell, touch, all of that goes into different parts. You can also smell the chips. Thank you. Oh, God. It's being sent through fucking your white matter. There's literally white matter. Like all this information is physically sent there through like electrical impulses. Basically, like you have USB cords in your brain. Just don't worry about the names. Yes, exactly. The basic system is the same for everybody. But white matter, just think of it as your USB cords. Think of it as your wires in your computer. Exactly. Exactly, Juice. You're getting it. But it's okay. This is hard. This shit is hard. Okay. It took me a while to understand this shit. But okay. So to we haven't even gotten into like turning this shit into long-term information. Look, hey, it helps. It helps. Really, really it does. But okay. Hey, that's fine. Motherfucker, I can't do physics because I forgot everything about physics. It's like, it's been like, oh my God. It's been like 3, 4-ish years for me from doing physics. I don't remember anything from physics. Like, yes. I kind of explain the thalamus as like the chords. And so cool. So I was saying somehow visual learners or audio learners or engineers. It is a whole rabbit hole. Really. This shit is hard. This shit is very complicated. Please no. But okay. Okay. Did I lose you anywhere yet, Annie? Have I lost you? Are you still following? Okay, so I haven't lost you. Okay. 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 Perfect. I'm glad I haven't lost you yet. Amazing. So 1 and 2 here. This stuff, I'm gonna highlight this in blue. All this stuff in blue is short term. This is all temporary because the attention and working memory only give it as much attention. Like, you only have this memory for as long as you're paying attention to it. It's very short. Like, if you ask me to remember, if you ask me to like say 1, 1, 2, it's like, give me a fucking number list. Okay, we can 1, 4, 2, 6, 10, 5. Paying attention works because it's like your prefrontal cortex is like constantly repeating that information while you're looking at it. And then when you're no longer looking at it, it's gone. Your short-term memory is not long at all. Your short-term memory only lasts about 10 to 30 seconds. So like, for example, you asked me to remember a phone number. Okay. Okay? I cannot remember a phone number. I am very bad at remembering phone numbers, actually. I have to literally write it on my hand in order to remember to do the phone number. Now, one. Fuck. Did I say that? Oh, wow. No, I did say that. I forgot. Because, again, I wasn't paying attention to it and it's gone. My memory, my short term memory is super fucking short. How do you remember that? What the fuck? Literally, I forgot. This is why and I have ADHD, so it makes sense. You exactly. That is what attention is. You literally have to tune in to that information that you are seeing. Right? You have to tune into that information for it to make sense. Or like for you to even know that that happened. Because I already forgot. How? What do you mean? So like, for example, like you look at a video. You have to keep looking at the video. You tune in. You look at it. Maybe you're holding it. Or maybe you're trying to remember a phone number. Yeah, look, sensory memory. Sensory memory is like short, but like if you keep doing the thing, it's like I already forgot the number sequence that I was supposed to remember because I wasn't paying attention. Even though I said the memory, rather, even though I said the number sequence, I don't remember the number sequence anymore. Somebody else in the chat literally encoded it into a storable piece of information. Oh, God. Okay. So, okay. Attention is basically, oh God, how the fuck do I explain this? Because I'm just gonna, no. Here's the thing. I want you to learn. That's why I'm doing this. I want you to learn. Yes. Like, okay, let's see what Juice said. So, imagine you're at a family dinner. You can easily keep up with a conversation at the table you are at. But there is a table next to you. You may be able to hear them, but you're not going to remember it because that is not where your attention, your ability to like, attention is just a thing. You can pay attention to something. And what does that mean? You are looking at it. You are thinking about it. You are paying attention to this stream. That's it. You're looking at it. Are you looking at stream? You can tune off easily. That is attention. That is attention. There's no real, there is a definition to it. It's a very complicated definition, which is why I am not saying it because fuck, it is the ability to focus on something. Are you focusing on us right now? The attention, yes, attention is the ability to filter out everything else around you that doesn't matter so you can remember what is important. Yes, that you're paying attention. You are using your ability to focus on me and you are giving me attention. All of you are giving me attention right now. That is attention. Oh God. It's hard. It's hard to explain. But okay, so attention, the way that attention works in neuropsychology, attention is a set of mechanisms by which sensory cues and internal goals moderate neuronal tuning and orient behavioral and cognitive processes. So this happens automatically. Your brain does this automatically, especially if you're neurotypical. If you're neurotypical, your brain is pog at it. You're fully able to pay attention to me. You can. You can control it. Yes. You can literally stop paying attention to me. Ika, this is so hard. I'm surprised I remembered all that neuro bullshit. Dude. This is because psychology is my life. Yeah, exactly. We're not neurotypical. But okay, how does that work? Literally, you just look at it. Like, if I were to look at my curtains, I am paying attention. Wait, I'm gonna move my mic closer to me. Can you hear me better? Okay. I am literally touching my curtains. I am looking at my curtains. Right now, I am paying attention to my curtains because I am looking. I know that I ordered these online and they are here. I am touching. Wait, fuck, my noise gate. My noise gate. No. Turn off all my fucking filters so you can hear this better. Can you hear my curtains? You can hear my curtains because I am currently paying attention to them and I am currently touching my curtains. Literal curtains. Don't be fucking weird. If I were to no longer look at my curtains and put them away, that's it. I'm not paying attention to my curtains anymore. It's gone. I'm back with chat. Yes. I'm back with chat. I am paying attention to you guys. Yes. Looking is enough. Touching is enough. Don't judge. Or Juice, we can get back to that later. Remind me. But okay. So looking is enough. Looking, touching, being in the experience is enough to have attention. Are you paying attention in class? What is paying attention? You are looking at your professor. You are thinking about the material. You are talking to the professor, possibly. You are writing notes down. All of these things are examples of you paying attention. You can, yes, you can look at me and listen to something else. That is when your attention is split, and that is multitasking. You have one attention. You just split it between things. There is no real like multitasking. It's kind of fake. But yes, you can look at me and listen to something else. For example, I look at my professor and I watch the lecture, but I'm not paying attention. You know why? Because I'm playing a fucking video game. It is all divide and conquer. Like, I am probably paying more attention to the video game that I am playing than watching the lecture. That is an example of splitting your attention. Like, if you have me on a second monitor and you're just lurking and you're focusing on something else, you're giving your attention to your primary task. Say that you're studying right now. Say that you're studying right now. Are you studying something right now? If you are, you're probably focusing on. See, I know I know that I'm second monitor material. But yeah, Ani, you have me there. Example. That's an example. Okay, so you're able to give attention to two things. Say you have two monitors. You have your bigger monitor, which is where all of the focus or most of your focus will be on, and then you have your second monitor. Your second monitor is the stuff that you're not paying as much attention to. So like your second monitor, like you have clothes on. You're probably not paying attention unless you're neurodivergent and you are very sensitive to sensations. You're probably not paying attention to the clothes that are on your body. You have tuned that out. And that is a process of, oh my God, what's the name of it? Fuck, what's the name of that thing? So there is focused attention. Okay. You can try. That will get overwhelming. That will get overwhelming. And that's why your brain tunes stuff out innately. Your brain will tune shit out that is no longer like that you're no longer paying attention to. Like you can basically make yourself pay attention to it. So like for example, I could pay attention to the way that my headphones are currently like a little bit too tight and they're kind of hurting my ear, but I can tune that out because the sensation hasn't really left. It's just there. See? Exactly. I know I'm second or third monitor material. That is an example of splitting your attention. You're paying attention to the big thing on your big monitor. Exactly. You tune out the fact that you are breathing. But now, when someone calls that to the front of your mind, you're thinking about the fact that you are currently breathing normally. Yes, and if you're You can, but you'll become exhausted from it in the same way that neurodivergent people will. Just the means by which it exhausts you will be different. Yes, you are now manually breathing. You are now noticing the saliva in your mouth. Damn, Vanny. I am now paying attention to chat and the chat that is currently flying across my screen. That you are able to put a, you are able to, your brain just does it. There's a lot that goes into that, but your brain just does it automatically. Your brain has a filter. So, oh my god, I get to bring out my old psychology stuff. Oh my god, I love psych. I love psychology. Okay. So, there's a filter. Okay. So, according to Broadbent has this filter model of attention. Broadbent proposed that sensory information is briefly held in a pre-attentive state. Like that is your pre-attentive store. There are different hypotheses as to how it decides to filter. There are multiple ways to think about it. So, like, I don't prescribe to the filter theory at all, honestly, because it doesn't really make sense to me. But the filter theory is that sensory information is held briefly in a pre-attentive store, and then the filter selects input based on simple physical characteristics. So, like, say, location, pitch, and that information passes into a limited capacity processing system while unattended to inputs. So, the inputs that you're not paying attention to are blocked and not processed. I subscribe to the spotlight theory. I subscribe to the spotlight theory because it makes sense to me more. The spotlight theory conceptualizes attention as like a moving beam, a literal spotlight. You are paying attention to what is currently being spotlighted right now. So in this case, if you have you on your first monitor and you are looking at me and you are talking in chat, I can assume that you're paying attention to me. I am in your limited region of the visual field. I am in your spotlight. I am in your spotlight. That is what I agree with. I agree with William James's like idea that attention has a focus, a margin, and a fringe. Hence the spotlight theory. It's fucking awesome. And the focus of the spotlight is the region of high resolution processing. The fringe is processed like more coarsely, so like it's fuzzy. It's in your periphery. You're not paying attention to it as much, but you know that it's there. It's like how I am looking with my own two eyes at my screen. I can see my headphones, my other pair of headphones in the periphery. That is the margin. And then the fringe, that's the fringe. The margin is like where my blind spot starts. Or like, for example, I have my mic in front of my face, but my eyes are not focused on it. You know what I'm focused on? I am focused on reading chat. So my microphone is in my fringe. It is in the fringe area of my spotlight. The margin is still like where the fuck my blind spot, like where the blind spot and like my vision ends. So like where that area is. Like I can like, for example, I have my arms. I'm T-posing. Sure, what's up? I am T-posing in a position to where I can kind of see the area in between my blind spot and the start of my peripheral vision. No, your front cannot be the fringe because the focus is what you're looking at right now. So anytime your fringe will change, the fringe area will always change. So like you're looking at chat. Maybe now I'm looking at my monitor. Maybe now. That's when you're no longer paying attention. This is all for focus. There's also the zoom lens theory, first introduced in 1986. You're still looking, yes, but are you really focusing on it? Your attention is elsewhere. Damn it, Juice. But that is an example. You were bringing things into the focus of the spotlight. But also, wait, oh my god. What do you mean? Okay, wait. I will. I'm gonna go to the fucking general channel. Maybe, maybe someone can help me. Higa, help me. But that's what I mean. So, the spotlight, you can kind of control the spotlight, but some things that other people are going to tell you can bring things into the spotlight. So, like, yes. Okay. Like, okay. Now you get it. Okay. Explain what you understand. What do you understand? Yes. What do you mean? How does that focusing work? Yes, you can focus on me. You're doing it. You focus on other things. That's you. You want to focus on me. You can easily bring your attention to something else. So like for example, this is where the motivation comes into it. Like you can direct your attention to something. Yes. Exactly. And you may see why do Freeman Slayer move exactly. So basically, you can change your focus. You tell. So like let's say because like now we're going to like the autonomic processes. If we're asking what electrical impulses that happen that make me and my brain focus on something, I don't know what you're asking anymore. I'm sorry. I wish I knew. Literally all I can tell you is to like exactly. It's very difficult to talk about attention and focus without making it just become circular reasoning and just cyclic. It's like you're paying attention to something because you're paying attention to it. Like that's what it turns into. It's hard to explain. The brain is so weird. And we haven't even gotten to work. This is a working memory and short-term memory. We haven't even gotten to like the conversion into long-term memory, because long-term memory is harder. Because long-term memory is the process by which you're taking shit that's short-term and putting it into your long-term memory. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. I understand that you're curious and I appreciate the curiosity. It's just really hard to explain. Like, because like how it works at some point, you really just have to learn the physiology of how a brain works. And that shit is hard. And I haven't even gotten to that topic yet. I'm supposed to be studying renal physiology right now. Renal pathophysiology, actually. But like, so now we're going to go on to long-term memory. So the synaptic, yes, exactly. Exactly, Shade. Literally, I don't fucking know how our brain thinks. I wish I knew. Our brain is just a fucking glob of fat that has wires and electricity going through it. And it can make us feel depressed. And I'm like, what? What the fuck? How does that work? How does that fucking work? Explain that to me, chat. I don't fucking know. Thanks, brain. You gave me ADHD. Fuck. Fuck. But okay, now we're going to continue. Okay, so now we're going to go into synaptic encoding and consolidation. We're going to talk about this in the very basic. We cannot go into the how because this is hard. Exactly. But okay, so like for synaptic encoding, this is when neuronal connections are formed and strengthened through long-term potentiation in the hippocampus. What the fuck did I just say? What I just said basically is so no, this is the, I wish it was. Actually, that'd be a really fun thing to listen to. I wish it were. I'm gonna play that. Fuck it. Okay, back. Okay. That's the point, Hika. Feel the passing of time. This is an example of me bringing something to people's attention and then remembering it. Yes, Hika. By the way, did you know ZOMG still exists? Do you want to play with us? We can do raids. We can like organize raids in ZOMG. It's real. I played it on stream. But okay, so basically long-term, so the cool thing, I know you were there, but still, do you want to play though? Do you want to play? But okay, now we're going to go on to long-term potentiation. So this is where repetition comes into play physiologically. This is where shit goes on physiologically. So our brain is a bunch of fat with electricity running through it. And we have synapses and we have neurons. Long-term potentiation is just the continued firing but long-term potentiation is when the synapse for that new memory is continually strengthened by constant depolarization. So that neuron, that neuronal synapse, it fires faster and longer constantly every time that you do it over and over and over again. You don't have to understand. That's okay. That is okay. Basically, there is a part in your brain. There is a part in your brain that turns the short-term memory into long-term memory. We're watching this video.
Clive Waring was playing the piano alone in his room. When his wife came into the room, he immediately leapt up and embraced her with joyful enthusiasm.
Okay, I'm gonna keep this on while I go pee.
A glass of water, and when she returned, he gave her that same bright greeting as if she'd been gone for days. And then he did it again and again. Clive was an accomplished London musician until in 1985, at the age of 47, he contracted a rare herpes encephalitis virus that ravaged his central nervous system. Since then, he's been unable to remember almost any of his past or to make new memories. His wife is the only person he recognizes, but he can never recall the last time he saw her. This may be the most profound case of extreme and chronic amnesia ever recorded. Our memory helps make us who we are, whether recognizing loved ones, recalling past joys, or just remembering how to walk and talk and fry an egg. Memory is the chain that connects our past to our present. If it breaks, we're left untethered, incapable of leaving the present moment and unable to embrace the future. But memory isn't an all-or-nothing thing, of course. Waring can't remember any details about his personal past, but he still remembers how to speak English and get dressed and play the piano. Some memories you process automatically, and they are stored differently than your more personal or factual memories, like your first kiss, or how to recite pi to 12 places, or who won the Peloponnesian War. Speaking of ancient Greeks, and to help demonstrate what I'm talking about, I want you to have a look at our Spartan friend here and remember his name, because we're going to be testing your memory in just a minute.
What was his name?
Technically, memory is learning that has persisted over time. Information that has been stored, and in many cases, can be recalled. Except, of course, during the exam, our memories are typically accessed in three different ways: through recall, recognition, and relearning. And if you think about all the different kinds of tests you've taken in school, they're all actually designed to size up how you access stored information in these ways. Like recall is how you reach back into your mind and bring up information just as you do in fill-in-the-blank tests. So if I say blank is the capital of Greece, your brain hopefully will just recall the answer as
Athens.
Recognition, meanwhile, is more like the multiple choice test. You only need to identify old information when presented with it, as in which of the following was not an ancient city in Greece: Athens, Marathon, Pompeii, or Sparta. And relearning is sort of like refreshing or reinforcing old information.
Don't mind me, I'm just eating my pear.
Exam, you relearn things you half forgot more.
This is my third pear.
You did when you were first learning them.
I need to buy more pears. Fucking love Asian pears, you guys.
But how? How does all of that data that we're exposed to all the time, every day, become memory? Well, in the late 1960s, American psychologists Richard Atkinson and Richard Schifrin figured out enough about the process of memory formation to break it down into three stages. First, it's encoded into the brain, then stored for future use, and then eventually retrieved. Sounds simple, but by now you've figured out that just because you take a lot of stuff about your mind for granted doesn't mean the brain.
Okay, this is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about in a lot of words. So any external event, me eating this fucking pear, that goes into your sensory memory, and it gets encoded into your working and short-term memory, and then it gets encoded again into your long-term memory. But if you no longer pay attention to the short-term memory, you'll lose it. Okay. We're gonna keep watching this, because I still need to finish this fucking pear. And fuck it, we're gonna watch a, Actually, I don't know if they even have... They probably do.
then stored for future use, and then eventually retrieved. Sounds simple, but by now you've figured out that just because you take a lot of stuff about your mind for granted doesn't mean that it is not complicated. By Atkinson and Schifrin's model, we first record things we want to remember as an immediate but fleeting sensory memory.
This is the Atkins-Schifrin model. This is their version of the events.
Think back to the image I showed you a minute ago. You remember his name? If you
No.
do, it's because you successfully
No, I did
managed
not.
to shuffle it into your short-term memory.
I did not put it into my short-term memory because I was not paying enough attention to it. It was a sensory memory and it was gone.
Where you probably
We're getting it?
through
Are we getting it now?
This is how you briefly remember something like a
Maintenance rehearsal. Maintenance rehearsal is like you're repeating it over and over again. So like how do you memorize a phone number? Without writing it down. You just continually look at it long enough to write it down. Like long enough to put the password or the phone number into the phone. Granted, nowadays, like we don't really. Well, Hika, I'm talking about without that. Because like I was gonna say, well, nowadays you don't really have to do that because we can just copy paste the number. But before that, you had to literally like fucking literally, I still do it because I always forget to like copy paste things. Actually, I'm very bad at this. I have to literally keep talking out the number. I have to keep saying the number constantly until the number gets there. And yeah, that's the thing. That's the interesting thing with this. Oh. So, yes. Basically, any outside event, here's the process. Wait. Short term, long term. That's how that works. No. So sensory is first, then the working memory. So sensory memory is like your brain just encodes the information into something that gets sent to your sensory systems. So like for example, for as long as I am eating this pear, I am thinking and remembering the fact that this pear tastes sweet. But then if I say this pear tastes sweet, that is when it gets into like my working memory. Like, yeah, I know this pear tastes sweet now. If I'm not paying attention to it anymore and I forget about it, I'm like, I wonder if this pear tastes sweet. I taste the pear. Pear sweet. Amazing. You can. You can say it or you can just think it. Something happens, basically. There's a lot of ways for this to happen, and that's the hard part. Our brain is fucking complicated, dude.
password or phone number. Like, hey Tommy, what's Jenny's number? Okay, 867 5309. 867 5309. 867 5309. You're getting it in your head there. Or in this case, I told you to remember that guy's name. Maybe you were thinking Leonidas repeatedly over and over, even if you didn't think you were doing it.
6-7.
Information really only stays in your short-term memory for under 30 seconds without a lot of rehearsal. So if you weren't repeating Leonidas, you probably have forgotten it already. Because your mind, amazing as it is, can really only hold between 4 and 7 distinct bits of information at a time. At which point, the memory either decays or it gets transferred into long-term memory. Long-term memory is your brain's durable and ridiculously spacious storage unit holding all of your knowledge, skills, and experiences. Now, since the days of Atkinson and Shiffrin, psychologists have recognized that the classical definition of short-term memory didn't really capture all of the processes involved in the transfer of information to your long-term memory. I mean, it's more than being able to just remember some Greek guy's name. So later generations of psychologists revisited the whole idea of short-term memory and updated it to the more comprehensive concept of working memory. Working memory involves all the ways that we take short-term information and stash it in our long-term stores, and increasingly we think of it as involving both explicit and implicit processes. When we store information consciously and actively, that's an explicit process. We make the most of this aspect of working memory when we study, for instance, so that we can know that Athens is the capital of Greece and that Pompeii was a Roman.
And that is what I'm working on when I do streams. I am working on turning my working memory into explicit long-term memory. So that I can then, because for me, the longest process is turning it, the longest process is that process of turning things from working into long-term memory. And you know how I do it? So the cool thing is your brain just does it, dude. There's no really way, there's a way to explain it explicitly, but it's your brain and it does it. Yeah. Wait, what was I saying? I already forgot what I said because I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, I can do it again. I can read that part of the video again. So here, explicit memory is memory of facts and experiences that one can consciously know and prepare. Okay, wait.
Actively, that's an explicit process. We make the most of this aspect of working memory. Think of it as involving, we take short-term information and
Here, wait. Let's go start here.
Concept of working memory. Working memory involves all the ways that we take short-term information and stash it in our long-term stores.
Basically, yes. Yeah, the brain just kind of does it. The brain just does it, dude. There's a lot that goes into it, but it's not, some of it is a lot of it is unconscious. A lot of the stuff that what do you mean? Our brain? There's a lot of biochemical processes and shit. If we want to look at this again. The way that our long-term memory works, we have semantic encoding for one thing. We have synaptic encoding because one reason why our brain is so fucking weird is because you can store all this information gets stored physically in our brain. The rehearsal, the cognitive, the central processing, the fucking rehearsal, let's look at this again. So this auditory rehearsal, central executive, visual spatial information, all of this gets put into our long-term memory because our brain literally forms those physical connections. Do I know how? Not really. I need to learn that. That'll be in April. Ask me in April. I think. I think that's how you go more into like neuropathophys. But like that's yes. Exactly. Our memory. Yes, basically. But like so all this information though, all of this gets stored physically. It's like our brain is a CD and then it like physically etches the information. And by etching that new information, yeah, like Shade said, old stuff kind of gets fucked up. Like maybe like a scratch happens and like a bit of old information. You don't remember it as well. But you can always go back and rehash and redefine and refix that memory. That's what I had to do for renal physiology. I had to go back and like relearn. Yeah, the whole Sherlock Holmes, yeah, the mind palace. The mind palace of memory. There's a lot that goes into memory. I'm not even joking. This shit's crazy.
And increasingly, we think of it as involving both explicit and implicit processes. When we store information consciously and actively, that's an explicit process. We make the most of this aspect of working memory when we study, for instance, so that we can know that Athens is the capital of Greece and that Pompeii was a Roman town and not a Greek one. This is how we capture facts and knowledge that we think we're going to need. Like I told you, specifically to remember Leonidas's name.
Oh, that was his name. I didn't know that.
And filed it away, if briefly. But of course, we're not conscious of every tiny thing that we take in, yet our
that is when we look at Spotlight. The actual like the attention. What we pay attention to is what we end up focusing on. Or attention and focus are the same fucking thing, honestly, at some point at the end of the day. But like what we put our focus to, that is what can get that is if we like focus on it long enough, we work on it long enough. No tapeworms. But focus on it long enough, that is when we start putting that shit into long-term storage. Now I'm going to keep playing the video and eat my pear. Wait a sec.
Working memory often transfers stuff we're not aware of to long-term storage. We call that an implicit process, the kind you don't have.
Here. Oh my God, you're right. Kind of. It depends on the memory. So like, what the fuck? I'm just looking for a brain. Like, for example, do you know what this organ is? Do you know what this organ is? Tell me what this organ is. What is that organ? Yes. You looked at it. Did you remember? And you remember that it was a brain. Do you know what this is? I'm waiting for Annie to answer. Anna, you're being too Anna, you're being obstinate. Come on. Tell me the actual answer. What is that? Okay. You know that these are brains. Understanding is knowing that this and this, despite the fact that they are two They look very different. For example, this one is 3D and has different colors. This one is 2D and just pink and red. You understand that despite these two pieces of information looking very different, they're still a brain. You understand that. Maybe you don't know exactly the rule behind them being both brains, but you can see it. You know that they're brains. There we go. Answer the question. Oh, God. That's when the understanding comes into play, because the understanding is when you're connecting pieces of information based on rules, and then you connect that piece of information based on rules to a new thing. Like, for example, what is this? You have a working understanding of a brain. Yeah, you learn the rules. But, like, for example, you tell me what is similar between all three of these pictures. Why is it a brain? Other than the fact that you told me it was a brain. What do you note to be similar between them? Yeah, that's your working rule for what a brain is. And then you can refine your current working rule of what a brain is to include and exclude pieces of information. This is the process of learning. You're doing it. Parts of it, you don't know that you're doing it. Other parts, you are aware that you're doing it. You are looking at these brains. You are telling me what looks similar between these three brains. Zanza, my God. We're talking. We're doing something here. Like, I'm going to look for a different picture of a brain. What is that? Just look at it and tell me what that is. Yes. You don't have to completely. Yes, exactly. You have the working concepts of a brain. What about this makes you think brain? This doesn't have veins. This doesn't have veins. How do you know it's still a brain? Yes. You're taking something that I said and you are relating that information to new pieces of information. This is the process. Again, this is all learning. But, like, let's say I'm going to look for another picture of a brain that's like just brain outline unlabeled. What is this? Is this still? Oh, God. Hello. Okay. What the fuck? Zaza! Holy shit! Oh my God! Bro! You did not have to, but I really. What the fuck, dude? Thank you. Oh my God. Guys, you really didn't have to. Oh my God. Really? Holy shit. But okay, we're going back to this topic again. What about this? What is this to you? Tell me what this is. But no, for real, thank you guys so much. My God, what the fuck? I'm still shook every single time this fucking happens. Yes. Why? What about this? It is a brain. But what about this is similar to this, is similar to this, to this, or to this? You are understanding. Yes. Yes. That is your working rule. You don't have to completely master a subject to understand like bits about it. For real. This is what I mean. This is a process of learning. You may memorize that, like, for example, maybe you memorized that. I'm too scared to like alt tab anymore right now, honestly. But like maybe you memorize that this specific picture is a brain, that this picture is a brain. But the process of understanding is like breaking apart. What about this screams brain to you to then be able to apply? What about this is brain to anything else that you are looking at? So, like, for example, you see where I'm going with this? Do you see where I'm going with this? But also, what the fuck, guys? What do you mean I have 68 subscribers? Like total. What? Yes. Yes. You're seeing the vision. Like, fuck it. You know what? Let me bring out my old Vieto tube. Oh god. Hello? Ooh, okay, I'm scared. But okay, you're getting it. You see what I mean here? I hope not. So what I was trying to do was bring up my old VTuber model, like my old PNG tuber. It's not lungs, it's a brain. Honestly, I need to clip this. Like, I need to do a slash marker on this because this is amazing. You, thank you, Hika. Oh my god, dead ass. Wait, how do I load my mini avatar? Okay, wait. So I'm gonna bring up this model. This is a really old model, and honestly, I'm still very happy about it. But I am gonna challenge you to try and tell me what here. You know what, marker? Could somebody marker this? Could somebody marker this? But wait, one moment. Viedo. Ay, Elena. Cancel. Wait. I'm gonna, so basically, I'm gonna test you. I thought a mod would be able to like marker this for a second. No, no. I'm gonna test you on something. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. One moment. I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna move. this over. Shit. Okay. Here's a challenge for you. Are we both spectral anomaly? This model, the one on my left, and me. If yes, why? Also, I'm going to put the music back on. There. You have a working memory of me. You can see the things that connect the designs to each other. Also the eye bags, though the eyes are definitely different. I definitely became more colorful as time went on. But this is an example. Let me bring up another model. Is this still spectral anomaly? If so, tell me why. Yes. You're putting it together. You're doing it. This is the difference between understanding and memorizing. Yes, the same sweater rule. You have a rule for me. The sweater applies. This is it. This is the rule. That's it. Yes. Yes. Exactly. This is what I mean by you don't memorize the rule. You didn't memorize the rule. You saw what was the same and you connected them. You understood what was the same. You understood the change. You saw the change and you applied it. For example, you didn't memorize it. You didn't have to memorize. This is an example of taking the rule. There is no memorization in this. That's the thing. You can see, you literally saw them. You saw the same. You saw literally what is the same between them. And then you made the rule. And then you were right. This is learning. That's learning. That's learning. You did it. This is it. You did it. You did it. This is what I was trying to get you to get. You recalled. But there was no memorizing. You already yes, this is understanding. You understood it. You saw the rule. Because memorizing as the thing is being able to say, This is spectral anomaly. That's spectral anomaly. So what I mean by, so in this case, so memorizing here, yes, it is memorized for understanding, but it's like you put the thing in your brain. You've seen the design a lot. You've seen this design a lot. Because you're very new. Let's be clear. You're a very new person to the stream. Someone in my streams before, Himata Poesis, he's been here since day one. He knew this design. And then he learned this design. So you memorized, not really memorized, well, you put the picture in your brain, it's in your long-term storage, it's conscious memory. You put it there, it's in your brain. That's it. The understanding is what happens after you have the two pictures in your brain. Because like, I showed you both of these. You were able to make the rule. You memorize each, I mean, I wouldn't say they memorize because like there's some parts of me that change and some people don't memorize it, that's fine. But like, so you saw the rule. You made a rule. What was the rule? Same sweater. Same sweater. And you are correct. That sweater has been there the whole time. Yes. Yes. Exactly. I'm so happy. Holy shit. Oh my god. I'm fucking hell. Yay. Yes. Yes. Yeah, actually. That's the real thing. Memorization, so I mean, memorization is just the process by which you're putting your short term into long term. So like, so memorization, when you say memorization, I say encoding. Because you're encoding it into long term. You are encoding it into long term. Memorization is just a catch-all term. I mean, that's hard. It's hard to explain. Because like, basically, it's just neuronal connections are formed. So basically, you decide what to encode by paying enough attention to it. And that's where shit gets circular. That's the problem. This shit gets circular after a while, and it's really hard to explain. But also, oh my god, I really like that design. It's really cute. But like, so, because here's the thing. The physical action, because like, in synaptic encoding, you're active and working. Yes, exactly. That's what I've been trying to explain. That's what I've been trying to get at. That's why I was like, fuck it. Let's use my VTuber models. Because A, it's an excuse to like show off my old model before. And also to give an example of like, oh god, I'm too big. And to give an example of like what is the same and what is different. That's the thing here. That's the thing here. You're doing it. Because basically, okay. Everything that's blue over here. Oh my god. I'm excited. I mean, I am so excited. I mean, yeah, humans are better at this. I don't like machine learning models, honestly. I don't like any of them. But okay, my bias aside. Basically, if you want to look at this, like, if you want to set a stage for this shit, when we are in the blue, this is all impulses, this is all electricity. Synaptic encoding is when we start making neuron connections. Like, you're making a new neuron connection. Don't ask me how that gets made. It's fucking hard to explain. I'm not explaining that. That is gonna be hard for me to explain, so I'm not doing it. I'll get to it eventually. Probably April. But like, basically, so synaptic encoding. This is when things get translated into physical memory. That is when shit gets translated into physical memory. And consolidation. The hippocampus stabilizes the memory traces and transfers them into the cortex. Yes. Are we getting it now? Are we getting it? Because basically, all the blue, temporary. When we get to the green, physical, permanent. I just need you to like tell. Do you kind of get it though? You don't have to understand this shit completely unless you want to be a fucking neurologist. We don't need to know the how. The how is hard to explain. You just need to know the what happens. Because the how is my job. The how is really nebulous and it's a lot of words and it's really advanced. Even for me. Like, you're asking the good questions. Unfortunately, I am not good enough to explain them well enough to you. And that is on me for not knowing enough. Mufflin, I'm gonna look at it in a second. I am so sorry. I am in the middle of explaining this. Yes, motherfucker, none of us go into detail unless it's necessary. The simple explanation is enough. I don't have to go into the how yet. And honestly, I don't want to be a neurologist. So I won't need to know the how. I just need to know the what happens enough to teach people. Or like to tell them what the fuck happens. Like, the fact that you understand the what happened means that I am happy. You have exhibited understanding. And I can prove. No, I understand like the general. I understand the general. Like, I know the general explanation. Motherfucker, there's like, how the fuck am I supposed to explain this to someone that in a simple manner? This shit is hard. Like the limbic system is crazy. Because like what? Do you want me to fucking explain the limbic system and how all of that puts the shit together? Yes, there are levels of understanding. Yes, there are. Like, I understand the general. Like, there's surface level understanding. And that is what I gave you. I cannot explain this shit simply. This shit is difficult. Like, how am I else supposed to explain that? Like, I don't know the how of how this happened. Like if I want, like, we can talk about the Papez circuit. Like the Papet circuit is like the fucking anatomical circuit that starts and ends in the hippocampus, and it's involved in the formation and storage of memories and the control of emotions. And it's commonly affected in the Alzheimer's disease and Korsakoff syndrome. The circuit is the pyramidal cells of the hippocampus, and it goes into the fornix, then it goes to the mammillary bodies, and the mammillothalamic tract, then the anterior thalamic nucleus, and the anterior limb of the internal capsule, then the cingulate nucleus, and the cingulum, then the entorhinal cortex, and then the hippocampus. So basically, the hippocampus gets information from the cortical associations of the cingulum, the cingulate cortex, and the parahippocampal gyrus. The hippocampus that also receives input and sends output to the amygdala. And the amygdala is involved in the emotional regulation and the encoding of emotionally influenced memory, positive or negative. This shit's hard. Like this is books. This is all fucking books of information on the Papet circuit. But yeah, please tell me what you understand. This shit is nebulous and freaking crazy. Okay, have a good day. Bye. Thank you so much for stopping in. Exactly, Shade. You are correct. Motherfucker, I don't want to go into academia. God, I don't want to go into academia. I want to have a life. That's it. Yeah. Honestly, I am happy you got this far. I'm happy you got this far, Annie. Because that is all I wanted you to know. You know, like there's a lot of neurochemical changes. The method of how it goes, yes, it is important, but it's not for you. Unless you want to go into this. Do you want to go into this? You already are moving the information through by doing the action of repeating. You're doing it by the action of like trying to. God, the fucking stages are hard. Like you're already doing it though. That's the thing. Because like, oh god, you know what? Fine, we're gonna go into memory and learning on a cellular level because that's what you really want. That's gonna be hard. But okay, so a lot of this stuff is through neuronal plasticity. And this is the brain's ability to change its structure, chemistry, and function in response to experience, learning, or injury. So basically, the way that we fucking even get to these stages is through these processes of neuronal plasticity. And there's structural and then there's synaptic plasticity. So synaptic plasticity is the ability of synapses to strengthen or weaken in response to activity. So our brain is a fucking weird being, honestly, and we use it and we are it. I don't know what you mean by no. What the fuck? I'm trying my hardest. I mean, the way that you move information through each stage is by... Yes, you do. I agree. Because, like, the process of memory, the way that you're doing the process, you can do like, you just encode the information. You encode the information. The way that you encode the information is by constantly, you pay attention to it, you look at it, you read everything about it. You're already doing it. That's the weird part about the brain. You're already doing this. Some of it, yes, you can control, but others, just by putting attention to it, you're already doing the action. You're already doing the prefrontal cortex filtering and maintaining information. I am already in your working memory. Later, when you're thinking about it again, it's going to be in your synaptic encode. You're going to be doing the synaptic encoding. You're making the neuronal connections and you're strengthening it through long-term potentiation in the hippocampus. Why does some more information get encoded by a shorter time of attention? Honestly, because it's easier. Like some information is just easier. Some stuff is just easier to encode. Semantic shit is hard. Olfactory, very simple. It's also very long lasting. Some things like tactile, also simple, also easy, also fast. Acoustic, it depends. Olfactory, gustatory, like taste, touch, visual, some of it's simpler. If there's not a lot going on in the information, you'll catch it easily. It's like that. It depends on the degree of information. So this shit that I'm doing, this takes a long fucking time. This takes a long fucking time to understand. This takes a long time to memorize, like to put it in, to do the act of encoding, and then to do the memorize, and then to do the fucking like understanding after. Because like, I have to get a concept. Getting the concept of this shit is hard. Also, Penny, you are totally okay. I hope you have a good day. God. And like, I've been talking about this so much that I actually have to go to school in fucking 3 hours. Of course. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope this was interesting. Yes. No, it's okay. Anna, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine, dude. I appreciate the fact that you're interested in this. Do you want the Discord? That way you can like ask questions in there? Cause like, here's the Discord, dude. You can join the Discord if you have any more questions. A lot of people in here are in the Discord. You can just ask us questions, especially if I'm not there. Especially if I'm in class, I won't be there to answer your questions. And there are textbooks in there as well. It's almost like I download books and just put them in the Discord. Welcome in. Really, welcome in. Yeah, like if you have any more medical questions, like you can ask in the lab. You can like give yourself the medical role. Yeah, of course. I already said that. Like, here's the thing. I'm gonna watch it after I end stream. I promise, Mufflin. I'll give you all of my. I'm gonna watch. I don't worry, but considering that this has been a really long stream, I think I'm gonna have to raid out so I can finish these notes as well. Alrighty, everybody. Oh shit. Okay. Alrighty, everybody. You know me. I am a spectral anomaly. I am in your working memory, and I'll be there in your long term, whether you like it or not. Have a good day, everybody. We are gonna be raiding out to whoever the fuck is online. Who the fuck is online? Oh, Peachy? Okay, thank you. I was like, where's Peachy? It's still Peachy. Okay, Peachy. There's Peachy. All right, we're gonna raid out to Peachy. Y'all already know me because I'm in